was a respected church elder in the Christian community and already had a standing as an auditor when the CHC leaders, then in their early 20s, came to know him. Over the last 19 years, they turned to him for help and advice, both as a Christian brother and as an auditor. Today in court, Senior Counsel for Tan Yee-Peng and Srinivasan said to the court that his client was in the dock today, possibly facing jail, because Tan had relied on the advice of Fung Dao Ching, a man he had looked up to as Brother Fung for the last 19 years, and Fung was now denying his advice was trustworthy. Srinivasan also put forth in his cross-examination of Fung today that someone who knew him personally and trusted in him as an auditor and a respected Christian could expect Fung to point out if there was something wrong in the documents that he had sent him. Fung disagreed, saying that clients ought to know the relevant information they should give to him when they were seeking his advice. He said it was not his nature to probe for more information, but that the advice he gave based on information they had given him was proper and could be relied on. Srinivasan told Fung in court today that he was breaking his client's heart with the way he was denying things. It was an emotional moment in an afternoon filled with intense questioning. Srinivasan maintained that Fung had given evasive answers in all 4 days on the stand and told Fung to answer simply yes, no, I don't know, I can't remember, or I don't know how to answer that question. Fung had some difficulty complying. Srinivasan also revised Fung's stellar credentials, pointing out that Fung sits on the board of 4 listed companies and acts as chairman of the audit committee in these companies. When board meetings are conducted, Fung is expected to probe into auditing matters where transactions are gone through in great detail. Fung would have to do this without his team from Baker Tilly. Defence counsel questioned how he carried out those responsibilities. Srinivasan put to Fung that he would have to be careful and make sure he doesn't get into trouble when it was his own skin on the line. But when other people asked him for advice, he only gave general advice and expected them to decide if they can rely on his advice. Fung claimed that Srinivasan's suggestion was unfair and that he did give due regard to every piece of advice he gave. Srinivasan also got Fung to remember that he had actually been questioned by the Commercial Affairs Department twice and shown documents despite Fung's initial reply that he could not remember being questioned just these past 2 months. Earlier today, Edwin Tong, defense lawyer for Kong Hee, took the court through an email from Kong to Fung in 2006. Kong had sought advice from Fung regarding related party transactions and conflict of interest that could arise from his wife, Sun Ho, being an artist managed and paid by Extron. Kong said that he and Ho would be willing to step down from the church management board as he did not want to bring any reproach from the church. Kong had said that he wanted the accounts to be able to withstand the strongest scrutiny by any watchdog, body or authority. Fung insisted that he could not recall what he did with the email, even when the defense lawyer suggested that this was a serious concern of the client. More emails were brought up to show that various members of the CHC staff, including Tan and Serena Wee, had consulted Fung on many matters relating to CHC's investments into Extron. The court also saw that Tan had sent an email to inform Fung on the relationship between Extron, CHC and AMAC. However, Fung repeatedly claimed that he could not recall reading the emails, even when evidence showed that some of the emails had been sent only to him and not copied to any other staff of Baker Tilly TFW LLP. Tong then suggested to Fung that it's a very convenient excuse that he suddenly could not recall reading all these emails, which raised very clear points concerning Extron and CHC. Cross-examination resumes tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. For more information, log on to citynews.sg. I'm Andrea Lim for City News, Singapore.